Well, thank you for joining us and welcome to another new ESEA coordinator training video. In this video, we're going to be covering the Grants4Me platform. By the end of this video, you'll learn how to log into Grants4Me, where to find the user access guide, where all of your grants live in the system, and how to start an application. Let's jump into it. We'll start here at the ESEA Federal Programs homepage as part of the Maine Department of Education's website. You'll notice on the left-hand side, we have a link for Grants4Me. You can find the link directly to Grants4Me right here on the site. Below, we have our user access guide, as well as our FY23 application training videos and a number of other resources. If you click on the FY23 application training videos, you'll notice we've broken them down into a short playlist, much like this training, to hopefully make it easier for you to use. All right, now that we're on the Grants4Me homepage, the first thing you need to know is that your district's user access administrator, who's oftentimes a superintendent, needs to create an account and assign you the role of ESEA application director. Once this is done, the first time you log in, you're going to choose the Forgot Your Password option. From here, you'll enter your email address and follow the prompts in the email that will help you create the account. For our purposes today, I'm going to log in as my friend Chuck Lamonte down in Wiscasset. You'll notice now on the homepage, we have a number of announcements and messages that are relevant to our work, along with the associated organizations. If you work for a number of different districts, you'll see a number of different organizations listed here. I'm going to click on Wiscasset Public Schools. Now this brings me to the list of funding applications that are available, but I want you to note you can also get there by hovering over funding in the left-hand navigation and selecting funding applications. One thing to always make sure is that this drop-down menu is set to the year that you wish to work with at that time. So for this training video, we're going to look at the FY23 ESEA application. Now that we're here, you'll notice the status of this application is not started. In order to be able to edit any of the pages, we need to change the status of the application to draft started. And it's important for me to note that I am on the Grants4Me test site, so I'm not actually affecting Wiscasset's live application. All right, now that the application status is draft started, we can begin to edit the pages in the FY23 ESEA application. There are a few helpful tips I'd like to let you know about now that will hopefully make this process go a little smoother for you. First of all, Grants4Me does not respond well when using the back or forward buttons in your browser. You're going to want to navigate directly on the pages here. So for example, when I go to ESEA Application Development Team, I now have a drop-down menu that starts with Save and Go To. And it allows me to go to any of the pages, including the sections page that we just started on. The second thing I'd like to bring your attention to is the timeout clock in the right-hand corner of the screen. You'll notice that when you navigate to a new page, it starts counting down from 1 hour. If you do not save your work within that hour, it will log you out. So you want to make sure you save early and save often. One other feature of Grants4Me I'd like to show you is one way you can communicate with your ESEA Regional Program Manager through the history log. The history log keeps a record of all the actions that happen in the application. Under history log, if I choose Create Comment, this gives me a space to send a message. For example, test. Once here, if I hit Save and Go To, this message will save into that history log. However, the person you're hoping to communicate with won't know that unless you send an email to their contact information. From this list, I can choose anyone assigned a role in our district. So for example, the superintendent, otherwise known as the LEA authorized rep, or I can send these messages to a main DOE contact. So for example, Ryan Reed. Now, when I select Save and Go To, I can go to the history log, and you'll see my comment appear. And I'll also just have gotten an email letting me know that Chuck has sent me a comment. Sometimes you'll find yourself needing to do work on a funding application that's already been approved, in which case we're going to go back to the funding application section. And we can choose an application from a previous fiscal year. Let's look at FY21. Here, if I need to make any changes to my application, I'll simply change the status to revision started. This will now allow me to make small changes to my ESEA application. If we're during the performance report window, it will also populate some performance report pages that I'll need to edit and submit in order to report on my goals and financial information. When you've completed making any revisions, it's as simple as changing your status to revision completed. All right, as always, thanks for joining us today. And if you have questions, please check out our website and don't hesitate to reach out to your ESEA Regional Program Manager. Thank you.